I tell you what, it is a freaking nightmare to not have quality internet when you're recording videos like this and working from home in your day job. What an abject disaster. But we're back. This is the first video since the debacle that I've been dealing with. So let's pray to something that everything's resolved. Here we go. I'm not here to talk about my internet connection. I'm here to talk about a concert that I went to. This concert was, at this point, 2 weeks ago. Unprocessed. Why did I say it like that? Am I British? Unprocessed. Touring with Allt and Midwinter. Great lineup. Big fan of Allt. Big fan of Unprocessed. The only band I hadn't listened to much of was Midwinter prior to that show. And, yeah. Let's talk about it. This was back at The Masquerade in Atlanta. And to my surprise, because I'm an idiot that doesn't read the ticket, I thought it was going to be in the bigger Heaven venue, but it was actually in Hell, which I actually don't think I've ever seen a show there until this one. And it was one of the best ones I've seen. And I think part of that was the size of the venue, just because it's much smaller. There is much less room on the balcony area, and the floor space is way smaller. And a lot of these bands come through, and you've got circle pits forming and people going wall to wall and slapping each other around. That can get pretty crazy, and it was at times. I don't even know if we got to much over 200 people in that venue, but it was awesome. And it started later than expected, but when it did, Midwinter kicked us off and were fabulous. Great live band, and apparently, according to them, this was their first tour. So the fact that you come out swinging like that out of the gates with a set list like that with just a bunch of heavy hitters back to back on your first tour is pretty special, in my opinion. These guys are going to go far, and they were crushing it. I listened to their most recent album, put it on the channel if you want to check that out. I literally listened to that right before I went to this show, same day. It was awesome. The songs blew me away, especially their hook writing is awesome. It's so good. Cody's vocals, now that I know that they've got their two-singer lineup going with him on the cleans, playing guitar, absolutely rocks it. He's got such a great vocal tone. He can hit some falsetto notes at times, which is a great kind of contrast to Billy on the other side of things, which it just, I still think has a very Ollie Sykes tone to his vocals. I'll keep saying that until someone shuts me up about it. Great live energy, great live chemistry between everybody in the band and them going back and forth. I was very impressed with them, considering it was one of their first times out. They played all the good ones that I have heard. Lying Figures live was incredible. They played Red Phantom off of their most recent EP before this as well. Bloodbag, Dislocated, again. I just have a hard time not getting all of their choruses stuck in my head for whatever reason. It just does something to me inside. But yeah, the band's heaviest moments are just technical and brutal in some points. I mean, live it works so well. They really get the pits going, the walls of death with the people that we had. There was at one point during their set to start the show where I think there was a couple behind me, and then the poor girl got knocked in the face. But hey, we were trying our best to defend ourselves, kind of hold off the wolves, if you will. I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that before. I am usually far away from the middle of those pits because I'm old and my neck hurts if I move about a quarter of an inch. But good for those kids that are in there, right? I can't do it. But even me, trying to stay towards the back of everything, I was still kind of caught up in the chaos a little bit, but it was a great time. And after Midwinter, another one of my current favorite bands, Allt, stepped on stage. And it was very interesting because I didn't notice it at the time for some reason when they started playing, but they announced it a couple songs into the show that their other guitarist, Victor, was not there, which I was like, okay, should have noticed that earlier. But I guess he was in the midst of becoming a dad, so good for Daddy Victor. But even with that, I mean, their live sound was great. Obviously, you could tell that they had the backing tracks working in this case, but I don't think it took away from anything. Their drummer, insanity, so good at what he does. One of the best. I've recently started to watch his YouTube videos of his performances or his playthroughs. Unbelievably good. And you can't talk about Allt without talking about Robin at the front of this. And live, the guy is unbelievably good. I mean, so talented, clearly. And one thing that I was very interested to see is how he kind of balanced his insane scream vocals with his cleans. Aquila is a great example, right? Live, they played it. One of the first songs they played. It was so good and so well executed. His ability live to go from his just intense yell in the chorus to his little falsetto moment and break in there and then come back, just super impressive. He was getting the crowd involved in some moments as well, but overall just really well executed. And the thing that I enjoyed most about their set was they actually played a new unreleased song, which I believe is Snowblind, which I have not heard yet to this point. But I cannot wait for that because live, from what I could tell, it sounded like such a departure from their normal sound. Maybe very akin to like a song like Echoes, for example, closer to that. But still just hits on every level. So interested to see what they've got coming with this single, their new album. But live performance was awesome. The Orphan Breed, when they played that, the entire place went nuts. We had the same chaos with the Wall of Death and Circle Pit that we did earlier. It was just unhinged. That song does make me kind of want to get in on the action, but again, I'd probably get stomped and thrown away like a rag doll. So no, thank you. It's hard to deny that these guys have just crazy talent, and yeah, really, really excited for what they can do going forward. But their live show, so good, and they're really stepping up their game. Robin's the star, but everybody crushes it. Clearly, they know what they're doing. The energy was certainly the highest at that point in the set with Allt, but that very quickly changed when Manuel and the boys from Unprocessed took the stage, because that was obviously why we were all there for the most part, and it delivered on every level. I have been to quite a few shows in my time, and I can say safely that this ranks up there for some of the best, one of the best live performances that I've seen. And a lot of that starts with just the pure musicianship of what they are playing. It's so good. It's so technically self-aware in a way. They obviously know that they're very capable musicians, and they play into that live. There were kind of little extra flourishes and moments where the drummer got a little extra tasteful. He would lay out kind of like a half solo in a way. The bassist, same thing, would lay something down insanely good. Manuel, obviously we know what he can do on all facets. He had a moment of his own guitar solo, which was incredibly good. It was something I'm curious to see. I haven't really paid too much attention to his videos that he's posted over the years of him playing. But yeah, the guy is no joke. He's not, screwing with anything. He is that good, and he is, whatever he's doing something correctly. I actually almost feel bad for the other guitarists of the band, because they played Sacrifice Me, where he opens on that crazy tapping riff, and then once he starts to sing, he just hands it on over to the other guitarist, who's just frantically like, oh my God. But the fact that they could both pull that off is pretty great. Obviously, Manuel's vocals live, I think, might be more impressive than I expected. They hit me in such a great way. It's just expressive, emotional. It's just hard to describe it fully. But the ability to go back and forth between the ability to go back and forth is just unmatched, in my opinion, while he's playing the guitar like that. Then you have moments like in Snow Lover, where the bassist ends up using his vocals. He did it on a couple other songs as well. I mean, just another extremely talented individual right there. And they are taking the best of being crazy good musicians, and they are putting it into a cohesive mix of songs, and it works because they're able to give you Not just a song that's just got, oh my God, look at all these riffs, look at all these crazy drum fills, but it's a good song structurally from start to finish. In one of the more unique moments I've seen in a while, they pulled out a cover of Creeping Death, which ripped. Obviously, the musical talent is on display. They're ripping guitar solos. It's Metallica, so everybody in the crowd's going nuts, batshit. It was so good the way that they did that. It wasn't a full version, but it was like chopped in half, but got the point across. It was super well done. And all of that built up to Dark, Silent, and Complete to finish off their main set. And it was glorious. Just one of the best songs I think they've written. It's funny because I ended up kind of sneaking peeks into some of their older material that I haven't really got the chance to listen to much of. You can kind of tell that they were trying to it's almost like a throwback song in a way with their old, more like heavier, proggier stuff that's a little more weird. And they've kind of gone from that phase of their journey to their album of Gold and Dead Rose, where it was much softer, a lot more poppier, electronic. And then they're starting to kind of meld both worlds from their last album and then into their newest one. They have just cracked their code, and it works, especially live and on record too, of course. But yeah, I was blown away. Crazily impressed. Unfortunately for myself, I haven't actually listened to Angel. I've been holding off. I wanted to get it done before going to the show. I just couldn't do it, but I do want to check it out, and I do want to put it on the channel. But the songs they played off of that record, from what I could tell, just immaculate. They're keeping on leveling up their game as they go. And in a perfect encapsulation of their sound, they did their encore, which started with Dead Rose and then ended with Terrestrial. Softer melodic to crazy heavy and technical. I mean, that's what this band can give you, and it shows why they headline this show. And I'm surprised they're not bigger. I hope they're on that trajectory. I would love to see these guys do big things. Seem like a bunch of great, nice guys, obviously super talented. Man, it just goes to show that, they started making albums 10 years ago, maybe more. And they're just now getting to this point where I think they're finally figuring out their sound in a way. Go see these guys live. Do it now. Overall, smaller venue did not matter. In fact, I think it made the show better than I anticipated. All of the bands are incredibly talented. They crushed it, whether it was Midwinter, who it was their first tour, to the other two bands who were a little more seasoned, but Allt on the come up, and Unprocessed have been doing it for a while, and I think they're coming into their own. Just a great stacked lineup of heavy music. And it doesn't get much better than that. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I truly do appreciate it. If you want more videos like this on the channel, consider subscribing. Like it if you did enjoy it as well. And I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.